Hey guys, welcome back to Minecraft Bros, and today we are going to be talking to you about the best early game mage setups. So let's hop right into it.
If you guys want to start off and become a mage, I would start off with the normal wise dragon armor, and I would put necrotic on every piece, and then if you can, loving chestplate. And if you can't do that, necrotic on every piece. And if you can't even get necrotic, then I would at least go for very wise, because that's going to give you a decent amount of mana just to start off. Next, you're going to want to try to find a good bonzo staff, preferably with as high ultimate wise as you can go, and as many stars as you can get. It really depends on your budget, on what you can get here, but if you can, you probably can buy a ultimate wise 5-star bonzo staff for just below 3 mil. So if you can, I would definitely recommend buying that to start off as a mage. Now, once you have this wise drag number and preferably a bonzo staff at this level, you can grind floor 1s and even entrance level if you're not quite getting through floor 1s until you can make it to catacombs level 9. And once you get there, you're going to want to try to find legendary zombie soldier armor. And if you don't have enough money for that, you could go down to the epic rarity, but try to find the best ones you can, because the epic rarity won't be as good as the legendary rarity. So try to go for the legendary, but if you can't afford that, go down to the epic. If you guys have a good amount of money for this stage in the game, you can even try going for a heroic frozen scythe, which is going to give you way more damage than a bonzo staff, and you can shoot way farther, and it has way more benefits. So you can use your frozen scythe in the dungeons with your either wise armor, or if you can get it, the legendary zombie soldier armor. Now for what you should and shouldn't do when you're starting off to become a mage. First, you definitely should try to get necrotic on everything that you can, and then a loving chestplate. Necrotic is going to give you the most intelligence out of any other reforge in the game, but it's a reforge stone, so don't go trying to reforge your armor at the reforge guy, because you're just going to waste all your money. You're going to need to go on the auction house and pick up a necromancer's brooch. So just look that up, and then you should find them. I think they're selling for about 100k, but I could be completely wrong. I really don't know. And right now, because of Derpy, the auction house is closed, so we can't check for you. But I'm pretty sure they're selling for around 100k. But you can probably end up buying a piece of armor with necrotic already on it. And you should probably try to aim for those, because it's going to save you a little bit of money, because people won't be upping the price just because it's necrotic that much. So I would try to go and find necrotic on all your things except the chestplate. The chestplate, you're going to want to try to find a loving chestplate, because the loving bonus increases ability damage by 5%, which is going to help you a lot, because when using a bonzo staff, you're going to do much more damage, and same with the frozen scythe. So try to get a loving chestplate, but if you can't do that, go with necrotic. Next, you're going to want to try to find the best armor and weapons that you can, and to find those, you're going to want to look for armor that has as many stars as possible. The max is 5 stars. This is going to give you an insane bonus while you're in the dungeon, giving you loads of extra health and damage. And this is very important, considering all the mobs in the dungeons are going to have way more health, do a lot more damage than in any other place that really is in the normal overworld. So you're definitely going to want to try to get as many stars as you can. And for weapons, you're going to want to try to get as high ultimate wise level as you can. Ultimate wise can get extremely expensive if you're getting it on all your pieces. An ultimate wise 5 book is selling for around 5 mil right now. So if you can get ultimate wise 5, that's great, but if not, I would try to still go for at least ultimate wise 3, because that's going to save loads of mana, and especially with early game armor like this, you're not getting that much mana, so I would definitely want to try to save as much as you possibly can for that. So look for ultimate wise and as many stars as you can. Finally, on your weapons, you want heroic, because heroic is going to be the only reforge that's going to give you intelligence. I'm not 100%. I do not think that's a reforge stone, so I think you can go and get that at the reforge guy. But I would make sure about that. I would check first, because I don't want you guys to waste all your money. Especially if you're going for early game things, I could assume that you might not have that much money, but I really don't know.
Oh, I was on mute.
So I would definitely try to go for heroic on your weapons, because you're going to get loads of extra mana in the dungeons. For a bonzo staff, I think you can get an extra like 500 mana while in dungeons, so that will help you a lot while you're trying to fight off loads of money. Now we have covered reforges on your armor and your weapons and what you should get on your weapons and armor. So now let's go over to what you shouldn't do while starting to be an early game dungeon player. So for starters, I would definitely try to save up money and not just go straight for any weapon that you can find. I would try to save up, and because these dungeon weapons do get expensive, so saving up that extra million coins to make your item twice as good is definitely worth the wait. Second, you should not go and start grinding higher level dungeons than you can do, because you're not going to make any profit necessarily, and you're not going to get your catacombs level up high because you're not actually completing the dungeons. So keep that in mind while you're starting. Another thing that you definitely do not want to do as an early game mage player is do not rush. A lot of the mobs are going to be doing loads of damage, and you might not have that much health, especially depending on your armor. You're going to actually also want to get hot potato books on all your armor. We didn't mention that earlier, but if you can't do that, that's alright. Just I would definitely want to stay back because you're not going to have that much health and you're going to be very squishy. And mobs are going to be doing lots of damage to you because you also aren't getting much defense from these sets, but that's fine. So just stay back and make sure you're not dying all the time. And that is going to be it for the early game mage setups. If you guys have any questions or want to let us know anything, drop a comment down below and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!